Vatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Infamous coming at you live from the West Coast yet again. Let's go ahead and get on with the topic of today's video. I noticed something in the Facebook group, a comment about a certain dealership here locally, here in San Jose, California, where they had promised some type of a fix or some type of an issue resolved based on a horn.
Good.
Based on my own experience dealing with used vehicles, dealerships, dealer repairs, safety inspections, I just found it odd that this bike, I'm not sure what model it is, but this bike had a horn that wasn't working. It's just odd because in California there is a requirement for you to meet as a dealer to make sure that the vehicle is safe. It meets the safety requirements, and a horn is one of those requirements, which is just odd. I found it odd that this dealer would sell this bike. And on top of that, I mean, I just started thinking to myself, okay, if they missed the horn, what else did they miss? Which is bizarre. You know, when a vehicle comes in, trade in, or they buy it off the auction, they're supposed to do a safety inspection to make sure everything works. You guys see my other videos, I've mentioned this, where most dealers have a certain budget for them to safety inspect these bikes and to make sure that they, like I said, meet those requirements. Some of the dealers had a budget of $1,300. Some of the dealers had a budget of $1,000. So then you might be wondering, what is that safety inspection? So it's your regular wear and tear, tires, brakes, just stuff that's required by the state. A horn, electronics, a few different things that it's required. Your mirrors, basically CHP. If you were to get pulled over and get a fix-it ticket, that's basically it. You need to have proper lights, signal lights, headlights, and I think, yeah, whatever CHP wants, that's pretty much it, which are your basics. And I don't know if you guys ever taken your vehicle in for a test ride or for a test at the DMV, and what they do, that check, which is everything that I just mentioned now, and then a little bit some. Yes, that's your safety inspection. So you can't sell a vehicle if the tail light's broken as a dealer. I mean, as a private party, that's a different story. I mean, you could sell it as is, and there is as is labels on used vehicles, but you're still supposed to meet those requirements in California because you are a dealer and you are selling used vehicles. You're supposed to at least make sure it meets those safety requirements, and a horn is one of those. A functional horn is one of those safety requirements, along with the lights and everything else. Tires, brakes, I mean, that's where that budget comes in, where I was mentioning maybe it's $1,000 or $1,300 depending on the dealer. That's where that gets resolved. Mechanic receives the used vehicle, and then they do a safety inspection. If that used vehicle doesn't go over that budget, then it gets repaired, and then it gets placed on the sales floor.
A few moments later.
So yes, to my surprise, seeing that the horn is not working, that's a red flag in my own experience, my own opinion. That's a red flag. I mean, that's one of those things that it's super easy to check, and it should be easy to repair. I mean, I've had a video on this local dealer, something about not being a full service shop. People weren't happy about me saying that, but if you guys see the Shade Tree video where he takes his bike to a certified Ducati mechanic, and they still get the thing wrong. I mean, the repairs, and I'm not gonna get into that video. I already have videos on that issue. But yes, the horn is one of those things that it has to be fixed before it even makes it to the sales floor. It's just weird. It's bizarre. I mean, and then the whole thing that he was promised that we're going to fix it, that's another thing that I probably want to discuss in this video, or I'm going to try to fit it all in. But yes, I'm going back to the horn itself. Like I said, this is one of those easy ones to do. Maybe it's a fuse. I don't know what happened. I mean, the mechanic could have easily changed the fuse or checked the wires, something like that. Somebody else in the comments mentioned maybe it was just dirty and needed to be flushed out. Who knows what happened? Who knows? But I mean, it just makes me a little concerned being a consumer or a customer, and seeing that maybe that was a problem when buying it, and then potentially maybe you should probably get that checked somewhere else just in case. You do have lemon law, but you know what, I'm not going to get into that in this video as well. But going on to being promised, if you guys see the post, he was promised that they were going to fix it, and now they were giving him some issues, some hassle. As far as my own experience, when the dealer couldn't do a repair, I mean, most of it got fixed at these dealers. Most of it, almost 90-something% of it got fixed at the dealer. These mechanics, they take care of this stuff. They know how to, fix these things. The only time we actually sent vehicles out was when they were still under warranty under a different manufacturer. I do remember a lot of the times we would send these vehicles back to the manufacturers under recall repairs, mainly because that's one of the issues with the safety. You can't sell these vehicles with pending recalls as a used or out of a dealership. Yes, you could, like I said, you could do that all private party. It could be as is, but as a dealership, under the law of California, you're supposed to make sure it's safety, it passes the safety requirements, and it doesn't have any recalls. So like I said, a lot of the times we would send these vehicles out for repairs were for recalls, and if they were still under warranty and there was some type of an issue, shocks, just different components. Not going to get into the specifics, but if there was something wrong with it, it was still under 36,000 or whatever factory. Some of them offer 10 years, whatever it is. We would send those vehicles out for repairs, because I mean, there's no point of having a mechanic mess with it and then void the warranty. I already said this in another video, so I'm not going to get into that. But let's go into the final part of the post where the gentleman was talking about, the member was talking about being promised. Now, this is something that we would deal with a lot, being at the service shop, having people claim they were promised repairs, additional services. Yes, they were promised a whole lot of different things, and it turned out to be false. There's a few times where sales guys would come over and ask about installations, and ask about how much would this cost, how much would that cost. And basically we would print out a estimate, and then we would give that to the sales guy, and then the sales guy would take that. If they were trying to negotiate some type of a component added on. If you guys seen some of the other deals, or you guys seen some of the deals on the Facebook group where they were talking about how they were able to get a stage 1 or a stage 2 included on with the purchase of the bike. Yes, that can be done, but you have to make sure you have a purchase order, a work order, or whatever they call those things at your dealer. You have to make sure you have something on paper that it has, stage 1, stage 2, and with the number on it. It has to have a number or a specific sale price or whatever. It has to be that, or they could give you a actual gift card for that amount. Like I said, if the sales guy or the finance guy does not leave the office, or somebody goes out and retrieves some type of a sale order, repair order, or a bill of sale, or a purchase order, something on paper that's on there, then do not take the word for it. Do not do that. Because they're going to say one thing, and then when you come back, they're going to say something else. It happens all the time. You have to make sure you get a gift card for the amount, or you get that purchase order, or that repair order, or that work order. You have to make sure you get one of those on paper along with the purchase of the bike. If they tell you, I hate to repeat myself again, but if they tell you, oh yes, don't worry about it, we'll make sure we put that stage 2 on there. You just sign this this final contract or that release. You just sign that off. Don't do it until you get that thing on paper. All right, that's one of those things. So if they promise you, if you don't have that purchase order, or that work order, or that repair order, or whatever, or that gift card, then there's a good chance that these dealers are not going to hold up their own end of the bargain. You just have to be careful with that. So I don't know. You guys go ahead and leave your comments down below. Let me know if you guys dealt with anything like this. This is something that I used to see all the time.
This is a bummer, man. That's a bummer.
But anyways, enough rambling. Thanks again for watching yet another video. You guys stay out there, stay safe. Don't believe everything you read. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.